everybody, welcome back. I'm Phil Marriott. Now we've got another movie review for you today. A new comedy drama for 2020. Sean Vickers, do you love a road trip movie?
Oh yes, please, sign me up. Very my vibe.
What are your favourites? Crossroads?
Love Crossroads.
I do.
I'm a huge Britney fan. Hashtag free Britney. When Crossroads came out, I was like, this is very special. Love the soundtrack that went with it anyway. Love the supporting actors. It was just fab. Crossroads, I love. Thelma and Louise, Almost Famous, brilliant. Yes, sign me up. I love a good old road trip.
The movie today is In the Strange Pursuit of Laura Durand. This comedy drama written and directed by Dimitris Bavellas. Hopefully I've got the pronunciation right. It stars Makis Papadimitriou as Antonis and Michalis Sarantis as Christos. You're better at the Greek than me.
Sarantis.
Did I pronounce those right? I hope I did.
There's a long story about why I'm good at Greek. Antonis, yeah. So Makis Papadimitriou and Christos, who is Michalis Sarantis.
Thank you for correcting me.
There are snaggers. You're so welcome.
Now, there's something really playful about this movie. It's about two grown men, but it somehow portrays them as adolescents. Because I suppose they're going back to their time when they were younger and kind of living out fantasies, in a way.
Antonis and Christos, they live in a flat together. Things aren't going so great for them, more generally. They're in a band, they love music, and they have a passion, and I say passion in inverted commas, for a Greek-Hungarian porn actress called Laura Durand. And Laura Durand, they both have all of her back catalogue of work and love her. And she mysteriously went missing 20 years ago. And there's always this narrative between Antonis and Christos to try and find her. And one day when things are really, really crap, they decide that's the day they're going to get in their VW van and they're going to try and track down Laura. And that is kind of the core of the story. That's where it all really begins. It's very fun. I really liked the energy of it. It felt like an indie. It definitely felt like an indie. I was really fond of both of the protagonists.
Yes, I was as well.
I was really warm to them, which is often rare for me because often I couldn't give two hoots whether characters live, die, whatever. But actually, I felt something for them. I thought the connection was really good, and they were really well cast. I like the pace and the energy of the movie. Actually, I like it. I would say, in my own personal view, this is a movie for a certain mindset. So it's got that kind of like Sunday afternoon coffee on the sofa kind of movie vibe for me. And so I think my advice would be, be in the mood for this kind of movie because it is a little whimsical and it's light and playful and you have to be in the mood for that kind of movie.
Yeah, I think the same because it is quite daft in places, but I think it's meant to be. I think that's the intention. And like you say, the energy is really good because it does keep you watching. There were elements that spoilt it a little bit for me, and that was the seriousness of the characters and what they've been through without spoiling anything. I could have done without that because I don't think really that was necessary. I don't think it really paid off in any way. I guess that was to show that there was friction within their friendship.
One of the main characters is like a massive record collector, and so collecting all of Laura's work and being slightly fanatical about that individual, and then that kind of road trip, that kind of journey, that of like exploration to find that person. I think people live through that every day, but just different versions and varieties of it. And so I quite like that. Actually, I like the way that came across. I thought it was warm, and I do like the thing. It had a bit of like the Life of Brian about it, where like there were these set pieces that would rock up. Like suddenly they're in like a yoga retreat, and there's like rock star, rock star boho vibes, and you're like, oh, how have they found themselves in this scenario? And it's a bit Benny Hill.
It got more slapstick as it went along as well. It's almost like the final act or the last half an hour of the film. It did almost in some ways just like, let's really crank it up. And I really love that as well, particularly when they went to that mansion. There's like a gothic mansion that's straight out of a Hammer horror movie. And is it Miss Virginia, who's the woman that they meet? She invites them in and says, oh, you can stay here tonight if you want, because they're obviously they're travelling. And she feeds them, she gives them dinner. And there's this really bizarre scene where they're in this like really trippy moment. But she's got this really great hairstyle as well, though, which is like, you know, it's like Bride of Frankenstein, isn't it? I think there's a lot of nods to other films and other genres of films, and you can tell that this director really, you can tell that he was just enjoying making it. I think he had fun making it. It shows.
There was a bit earlier on in the movie. I don't want to give too much away, but I think it does play with the idea of fandom. They're following a map to find Laura, and part of me was like, could this be like a marketing strategy? Like you know, like the way PR teams, the marketing teams work, like, and then they're going along this kind of bonkers journey, you know, and they're finding themselves in haunted mansions and at rock star beach parties and, you know, in weird concrete bunkers. It's all quite bonkers. And then I was thinking, God, imagine if this was like a tour that they don't realise they've accidentally stumbled across, which is all these fans follow this same journey and come across these same points in the map. And I don't know, that's what I thought really interesting, because that isn't beyond the reach of impossibility. Do you know what I mean? When it comes to like about fandom, about what people will do, the lens people will go to, and how often record companies or film production companies will do things to help to kind of drive and elevate that. And that's elements that I got from, which I actually quite like, because I think that's actually very true, although it is exaggerated.
Did you think all the comedy worked? Did you laugh? I love the scene where he's having to sell his vinyl collection. There's a Selector album poking out, and he's just inconsolable at the thought of having to part. Yeah.
But that's what I mean about fandom. Like, he's clearly a collector.
Yeah.
Many things. And but yeah, there was a couple of moments where I was like, lol. But it wasn't roll on the floor laughing. It wasn't a Rolf, but it was a lol. I think it got lighter as the movie went through, along the time frame of the movie. And as it got lighter, I probably bought into it more as a movie.
I love the fact that you called it, you know, you said it had an indie feel, because I think technically it looked really polished. It had a really nice kind of expensive feel to the production. I thought the scenes were directed really well as well. It looks like a well-made movie though.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. My sense is more around the plot line and the storyline is niche in a way. So that's what I meant more by indie. It looks great the way they put it together, but more I think the narrative and the plot line has that much more of an indie feel to it. It was great. I sat on my sofa with a cup of coffee, and it washed over me, and I enjoyed it.
I thought it was really playful, and I love that element. To me, they came across like a Greek Bill and Ted. And I love that.
Yeah, totally.
The characters,
yeah.
But
they've got lovely energy, the two of them. As I say, I think they really worked. I think like they could do other things. I could see them going on another adventure. Like I could see it being a saga where they go on another adventure, because the two characters together are actually really adorable, and they're really well cast. So you could almost put them in many different situations. So yeah.
Absolutely. Brilliant. Well, thank you for watching, everybody. Good to see you, Sean. I'm predicting we're going to be doing a few more of these over Christmas and New Year. I don't think we're coming out of lockdown anytime soon.
No, of course. But yeah, look forward to seeing you all soon, guys. Thanks very much.
See you next time. Cheers.